Still a chance if you want to make a quick phone call to get in 613-789-6559, extension 2803. We're talking with Brenda Hollingsworth from Auger Hollingsworth law firm about personal injury. There are all kinds of different types of personal injury. There's a limit, as you said, a 2-year limit on making that claim. How to go about making that claim and what to do is what you do best, and you help out people that way. Robert is on the telephone. And tell us, Robert, first of all, good morning. Welcome to the show.
Good morning.
Tell us about your situation, Robert.
My situation, okay, I was in a shopping mall. I was driving through it. I was at an intersection. I had checked to see which was what. I was clear. I went through. Another car came, turning left, hit me. And since then, I've been to the hospital to get my injuries checked out. I'm going to see a specialist. But their company, and I've been in touch with them several times, haven't gotten back to me.
Right,
so I'm wondering, what can I do?
Now, were you driving a car, Robert?
A bicycle.
You were on a bicycle?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Robert has done the right thing. He's contacted their insurance company, I guess.
Yeah, I wonder, Robert, do you have your own insurance, your own car insurance?
Yes, I do. Cooperators, and they've handled my out-of-pocket expenses.
Okay.
And I said, well, what about my bike? I said, it's like written off. Like, what am I going to do about this? And this is like a $3,000 mountain bike we're talking about. It's not cheap, right? So, like, I need this replaced because in the summertime, spring, summer, fall, I use that to get to work and back because I don't want to use my truck. I mean, it sucks up a lot of gas, and the bike is economical. I'm 3 clicks from work.
Right. So getting your bicycle replaced is actually unbelievably complicated after a collision with a bike and a car.
Really?
You would think it would be obvious who is responsible. Sometimes the accident benefit insurer, which is in your case the cooperators, your own insurer, sometimes they pay it, but it may or may not be under the policy. It's probably not under the policy.
Right.
Sometimes the at-fault driver's insurance pays it if you sign off, which you want to be careful if you're still injured at all.
If you sign off, you're done.
You're done, that's right. I've seen that happen, and then people come to me, and then you can see that they've signed a release waiving all of their rights.
Once you do that, you can't go back.
That's right, or you'd have to prove something pretty extraordinary to be able to go back. Most people claim their bikes, and they don't like to do this, but most people claim their bikes under their homeowner's policy or their tenant's policy. People don't like that because there's usually a deductible, and sometimes it affects your rates, but that is the most likely place where you're going to be able to get your bike replaced.
What does Robert do, though? He's obviously contacted his own insurance company and the person who hit him, their insurance company, but he's getting no response. What do you do, and why is that?
Yeah, I mean, he should have a response. They are actually obligated. If you give notice of a potential claim to an insurance company, they're actually obligated under the Insurance Act to respond to you and give certain information.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it doesn't have to be instant, but I would typically get an answer within about 3 weeks from an insurance company if I sent notice on behalf of a client. Maybe he wasn't clear about the extent of his personal injuries in addition to the bike. If he was focused on the bike, maybe they thought, oh, well, that's his homeowner's policy. We don't worry about that. But if there's a potential claim for any financial loss, like if you missed any work or there are things that are not covered by the accident benefit insurer, you need to let them know that they do have to respond. I would write them again, and I would keep writing them.
And keep record of that?
Absolutely. You never want to send anything to an insurance company without keeping a record and proof of how you sent it. I always like courier or fax because you get confirmation. And
there's also this, if you're in Robert's situation or any situation like it, keep receipts, keep everything from the point of the injury on, correct?
Yeah, that's right. Like even the coffee that you get in the hospital, the parking receipt. Parking at the hospitals in Ottawa is $13 a day.
Right.
And that adds up very quickly on multiple visits. If you're traveling more than 50 kilometers to doctor's appointments, if you're from one of the outlying areas, drive into Ottawa, keep track of your mileage because all of that adds up. Becomes a big deal as the injuries linger, and it's all something you can get reimbursed for.
At what point, Brenda, do I call you, though? Is it right after the injury takes place, the accident takes place? Is that a good idea?
I mean, there's no one answer to that. Obviously, if you have a fracture, you're going to have a case, so call a lawyer right away.
Right.
If you've got sort of what you think is a low-level whiplash, I'd probably wait a few weeks. And if you are not substantially better, sort of 2 or 3 months in, I would definitely call a lawyer there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we'll take your call if it's right after the accident, but we might tell you to call back.
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, feel free to get that advice.
Oh, for
right?
sure.
There's no harm in doing that.
There is no harm. Nobody's going to hold it against you. Oh, it's too early. Nobody,
No.
we don't think that way.
No. Brenda, we're out of time for this edition of Ask the Expert, but thanks for coming,
Yeah,
and
thanks a
we'll
lot
see you
for
next
having
time.
me. For sure.
Brenda Hollingsworth is a personal injury lawyer with Auger Hollingsworth. If you'd like to get in touch with them, there are many ways to do it. You can email them. You can certainly give them a call. Go to the website, askbrenda.ca. Get in touch and make an appointment for a consultation, and away you go.